Hi everyone, it's Norman Kochnick here for Eyes on Sports, Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick. Yes, I've gone live. I'm in my room here in, well, the Oval, which is actually a part of Adelaide Oval. I think I may have told you I'm watching the Phil Hughes special. Great show about a young player that was just setting the world on fire, and unfortunately, was killed, wasn't he? Sean Abbott's delivery some 10 years ago at the SCG, him South Australia versus playing for South Australia versus New South Wales at the SCG. It was quite a sad moment to be able to see someone of that stature, be killed, to die. It's quite a sad state of affairs, to be honest. Anyway, so I'm here just relaxing, just trying to look back at today's play at the SCG. To me, SCG at Adelaide Oval. I don't know what you guys think, but why India opted to bat? What are you views on that? Okay, I think choosing a bat was not a bad idea at all. It was actually quite useful. Let's not forget the first test. India got a very similar score at the 150 odd mark. Admittedly, they got Australia all out for 104, and they had that great second innings, and they ended up winning the test match quite handsomely. This time it hasn't gone to plan, but I don't think it was a wrong thing to do. They were 1 for 69. They're looking fantastic. Rahul and or Charles went first ball, which was very sad start. But Rahul and the way he was batting, he fought it out really hard and got through that stage and looked really good. And he and Gill were looking fantastic. And then things went off the rails a bit. Reddy, once again, 42, fantastic performance. He's a real young star. Watch out. I think he's going to be one of the best all-rounders India's had for some time. The problem is that, it's going to sound very, very offensive, but Rohit Sharma, distinguished, fantastic cricketer, I think his return has actually taken an edge off all the work that Bumrah did in the first test. Golden Gambhir got the team really worked up. Bumrah led by example and did fantastically well in the first match. Took early wickets, got Australia in a lot of trouble. Was on top of the McSweeney's and the like. It seemed to be happening again. McSweeney looked like a deer with headlights on. Labuschagne was struggling. I thought it was going to happen again, but a lot of wayward balls from Bumrah, a lot of leg side balls, which was swinging quite appreciably. The drop catcher, Rohit Sharma, he dropped McSweeney. Admittedly, it was difficult because Rishabh Pant was in front of him, and Rohit Sharma dropped the ball, hit him on the wrist, and I don't know, Rohit Sharma just doesn't seem to have that edge to him as Bumrah did as captain. It's surprising for me to say that, but yeah, I think Rohit's gone a bit more relaxed. The team's relaxed. There's a little bit of an edge taken off them from the first match, and Australia struggling severely. Well, not with the ball. Mitchell Starc was magnificent. He bowled, I think it's his best figure, 6 for 48. He really bowled well. I was quite impressed with his bowling. And Boland was admirable as well. Cummings was not great, but he got through in the second stage. Anyway, Australia did pretty well with the ball, yes. India batting first was a good decision, not a bad decision. Bumrah would have probably had a bit more luck in the first innings, perhaps, but he had the ideal conditions under lights with that twilight time to actually get Australia, out. Will take wickets, and they've had a few drop catches. Labuschagne looked awful again, but he struggled through that period, and he's got a bit of ascendancy there. And I'm by no means saying that he's on top, but it's really up to Bumrah and the like to get early wickets tomorrow to regain that ascendancy. I think that fight will come. It'll have to be led by Bumrah. Rohit Sharma just doesn't seem to have that fight in him. At least that's my observation. Nathan is maturing. Yes, will he manage on? He is. He is. Much I told you, Nathan McSweeney is a great bat. I didn't say he was. I never said ever that Nathan McSweeney was not a good player. I just don't think he's an opener. I still don't think he's an opener. I think Sam Constance will have to come in at some stage. Kawaja has gotten out cheaply, but McSweeney is a upper order batter, but not an opener. That's just my thoughts. And I know he got through it today, but again he struggled early on as an opener. He's eventually got through that, and I'm pretty impressed with that. I still don't think he's an opener. I think he needs to be batting around 3 or 4. So that's ultimately where he'll bat. I think at the moment he's been given a chance to open. He's done admirably well. Labuschagne to me still is chewing gum. He's chirping away. He's annoying me, and I really wanted him to get out. To be honest, I'm quite annoyed by him. Constance and McSweeney future open as well. No, Himanshu, Constance is an open. McSweeney is a 3 or a 4. There is a difference. Okay. Labu is slow. Labu is a pain in the bum, pain in the ass. What did I just need to, Labuschagne's only 20 runs, okay? He hasn't taken the world on fire. McSweeney seems to have taken more of an upper hand. He's got 38, was it? I think yeah. I've got to take my hat off them. They did guts it out. I still don't think they're in a position to say that they're in any dominance. Again, India 180, Australia 1 for 86. Let's just not judge the situation too much yet. It looks at the moment somewhat in Australia's favour, but it's way too early to really say that. Tomorrow morning will show it. I think Labuschagne is still only 20 runs. He hasn't really conquered the whole thing yet. McSweeney's 38 was admirable, okay? McSweeney's showing some ability. I spoke to Alan Border earlier today at breakfast here at the Oval Hotel, which is attached to Adelaide Oval, and he, despite having a form of Parkinson's, which is very sad to see, was very articulate with what he thought. He said Australia needs to refresh, but not the whole 11. And what we're heading for is a number of players retiring over the next few years, from Kawaja, even Smith, certainly even the likes of Stark and Hazel, maybe even Lyon. There's a few players that are heading for a retirement. We don't want to clean out the whole team or refresh the whole team at once. Are you going tomorrow? Am I going tomorrow? I'm physically, Dinesh Chaudhary, I'm not just going tomorrow, I'm physically in the building. I haven't left Adelaide Oval. I'm actually staying at the hotel attached to the Oval. I'm actually, if I walk 20 metres, I'm going to be basically in the ground. I'm going to have a look. I'll show you that. Stark's a legend. Yes, he is. Cummins will stay on. At the moment, yeah. Do you think technology is still not 100% trustworthy? Yeah, I agree. This isn't my other bloody phone stuffed. I got to go to the Apple store. I told you before, Aussies will come back. Dr. Deng, I think you're right. I was a bit more pessimistic. I just don't like Labuschagne, guys. Let's just face it. I used to not like Travis Head. I'm giving him a bit more leadway nowadays. I'm kind of more anti-Labuschagne, but just his attitude, he's chirping away still, he's chewing up. It annoys the bejeebers out of me. Really, it does. I don't. And ironically, the batting stance of McSweeney is ironically very similar to Labuschagne. Now, McSweeney said that he's the players that he looks up to were the likes of Ponting and Michael Hussey. I think he's copied a bit of Labuschagne in his batting style, to be honest. Okay, our Indian captain is lazy, clueless. I definitely would say a bit more reserved, not clueless. He's not clueless. Lazy, yes. A little bit lazy, a little bit. The edges off the Indian team. I think that Bumrah, I'm afraid to say, was probably a better captain after the first match. Maybe they should have left Bumrah as a captain for the second match. I mean, Rohit Sharma had the decency not to open and allow Rahul to open to Jaswal. I think that was a good thing. Rohit didn't bat well when he came in, and I think that was a good thing that he left them open. He maybe should let Bumrah have his captaincy a bit longer as well. Well, Rohit is not a middle order batter. Well, he isn't, but yeah. Well, it's interesting to say that. I don't know. What's your take on today? I was just saying almost my take on today is that there's a lot more twists and turns going to happen in this match. Don't be fooled. Don't think this match is Australia's to win now. They still not really, they're in a good position. But look, 180 is what India got. Australia are now 1 for 86. That could turn pretty quickly. So especially with the likes of Bumrah. Now, Rana bowled pretty well today. Siraj bowled well. They didn't have much luck. I thought the keeping of Rishabh Pant was a little bit substandard today. It was a lot of balls that went wide. I know they were swinging, but it didn't really seem to be in a position often enough. And when he went in front of Rowett and Rowett dropped that catch, McSweeney should be out. Had McSweeney gotten out then, it would have been quite an interesting phase of the match. It would have been, Smith would have been exposed. It could have well led to more wickets falling. Everything went Australia's way a little bit with their batting. Labuschagne once again played and missed horrendously, scratched his 20 runs. He still doesn't look confident. McSweeney certainly looks a lot better, but he's not an opener. I'm going to say this 100 times. McSweeney is not an opener. He certainly looks like he's got the credibility to be a 3 or 4 for Australia, but not an opener. I think they've got to bring Constance in and quick smart. I'm just watching now a documentary on Phil Hughes and how well liked he was, the gutsiness of Phil Hughes. He would have been a champion. Unfortunately, he died 10 years ago. And my God, if Phil Hughes was still playing, well, if he was around now, if he was still playing, because obviously Khawaja's still playing, Hughes would have scored 8, 9, 10,000 runs and would have been a legend. He still is a legend. Norman Adelaide is full of surprises. It is full of surprises. And I think Adelaide is not yet over. We have not seen the last twist or turn in this match. Adelaide is Travis Head's home ground. It's also McSweeney's home ground too, by the way. So, yeah, it's not like it's just only Travis Head. McSweeney's also from here. Jason Sanger, by the way, who's now playing for South Australia, originally from New South Wales, scored 100. Watch out for Jason Sanger. He could well be, to me, a future batting lineup could well be for Australia. You could have, certainly, once Khawaja retires, you'll have Constance. You could have, and you might even have Jason Sanger opening up with McSweeney 3. Pretty damn good side. Okay. Bumrah will surely strike tomorrow. I think he will. I think he went really close today. He had a few opportunities, but a lot of wide deliveries, which was a bit disappointing. Didn't have quite his mojo on, to be honest. I think he was trying a bit too hard. Maybe the pressure was getting to them a little bit. But no, I think, all right, 180, there's still, Australia's 1 for 86. There's still 94 runs behind. And even though they've only lost 1 wicket, they could lose a lot of wickets very, 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 very quickly. How pitch will behave tomorrow? Well, the weather's still a bit on the overcast side, but it doesn't rain, so it'll be fine. That drop from punt was ridiculous. Well, you mean the drop from punt? You mean the drop from Rohit Sharma? Is that the one you're talking about? India praying for rain. India's not praying for rain. They're not forgone in this game. Do not think that India are out of this game. Don't forget, India scored 150 odd, 54, 156, whatever it was in the first innings. Last match, they got Australia for 104, then scored 487 for 6, and they got Australia for 238. There's a lot more twists and turns going on. Do not think, oh, India's fallen apart. And no, they haven't fallen apart. They're still well and truly in this. They're still technically ahead. They've scored 180, 1 for 84. It's just, well, I mean, admittedly, Australia got through a very, very difficult period with twilight and the pink ball. They could easily have been 4 or 5 down, but they survived that. Hats off to McSweeney. Labuschagne's scratching horribly, horribly. Now, what do you think will happen tomorrow? Well, I think India will take wickets and Australia won't get a massive total. I don't see Australia scoring 300 plus. I think Australia may edge India out. They might get 220 or something like that at most. But there may be 30 or 40 runs in front of the 180. I think that's about as much as it's going to be. It's going to be a very tight match. And India will undoubtedly bat better than the second innings with Jaswal getting, he won't get a golden duck again, I'll tell you that much. Who has more chance in the second innings? You can't write off India. Don't forget, they scored 150 odd in the first innings. The last day was 6 for 487 with Jaswal getting 160 and Kohli getting 100. Let's not forget that. Rohit Sharma's going to not be the one to rely on runs-wise, I don't think, at all. Punt's gloves touched the ball before Rowett hit his hands. Well, maybe, yeah. Yeah, that's true. And Rowett just got hit in the arm and was more worried his sore arm, which I don't think much of that effort from either of them, to be honest with you. I mean, Boomer's catch, not Boomer's going, Punt's catch maybe, but it was moving away. But Rowett was also there too. Oh well. Who has more? So I still think the chances are really not, still not conclusive. Admittedly, Australia were in a pretty good position. They could have been in a lot worse position. In fact, I expect them to be a lot worse than they were. They're very fortunate that McSweeney was dropped, and Labuschagne's also scratching away there with some fairly ordinary batting, and he hasn't convinced me yet that he's recovered. Australia 300 lead, Aussies win. Verinda's Kumanits, very optimistic of you. I don't think it will be that much. 300 lead. Whether they're going to get, Australia's going to get 480. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. That's very unlikely. Bumrah won't let that happen. The next spell, okay, the morning spell will be crucial, but the evenings will also be crucial because another twilight zone, another pink ball, brand new ball. It's not conclusive. I could have been exactly. They could have been 4 for 86. They could have been. Edges all went. Yes, you're right, Umesh. Everything went Australia's way somewhat today, especially their batting. Virat speaks more, but yeah, yeah. There's a lot to be said about the whole thing. I've got a few. Mitchell Stark had an interview. He bowled really well today. 6 for 40. He bowled like Bumrah did in the first test. You got to take that off. Getting a first ball golden duck of Jaswal was extremely significant too. I must say, very significant. Jaswal learnt his lesson. Never woke up. It was okay. Yeah, I think Jaswal's golden duck was just. Yeah, it all went Australia's way today, but it's way too early to be judging where the match is at. I would argue that there'll be more twists. I don't think Australia will get. I say it again. Australia won't get more than 220. I don't think the wicket's going to favour the Indian bowlers. I think Australia will scratch 220, even though they're 1 for 86. There's a few wickets to fall going to happen there. I'm pretty sure there'll be a clump of wickets that'll happen. All right, India come back tomorrow. India's not coming back. They're well and truly in this. They're not. There's no comeback here. It's they can go to the front very easily. So yeah, it's not an Indian comeback. India scored 180, which is poor, yes, but Mitchell Stark and with the support of Boland, they bowled pretty well. Pat Cummins chimed in a little bit as well. There was no need for Nathan Lyon, which was interesting. That's why Ashwin's not really been used either. They may come into play in the second innings. That's where we might see spin having more of an effect. But okay, Australia's 1 for 84 puts them in pretty good position. McSweeney will gain confidence, and so will Labuschagne, but Labuschagne's nowhere near good form. I still think Labuschagne will fall pretty early. Is Khawaja an easy target for opponents? No, Khawaja's an absolutely fantastic batter. He's still, in my opinion, the best informed Australian batter that we've got. Over the last year to 2 years, he's been the most informed, other than Travis Head. He has been. Virat lauded century. Virat Kohli could turn around and get a century in the second innings. You watch. He got 100 not out last Test match. It wasn't that long ago. Can India make... Stop, guys, stop calling Rishabh Srivastava. Stop talking about comeback. India is not coming back from anything. They're not in dire straits yet. Australia's got a good position, but India's not needing to come back. India will fight back, or fight. They're still in the ascendancy. They're still technically in front. They're 180 to 1 for 84. India lose a few wickets. Sorry, Australia lose a few wickets. The match could turn very, very, very quickly. So let's not forget that. How am I? I'm relaxed here in the room, which is attached to Adelaide Oval. I haven't moved 2 foot from Adelaide Oval. I'm in the ground. I can walk from this moment now. I can walk around to the main area. Okay. I was just looking at the Phil Hughes. It was a lovely, lovely report. Very sad. I was there 10 years ago at the SCG when he was killed by Sean Abbott, who's still playing. Norman, how are you, mate? I'm good. I've already said that to somebody. I've already said that. Thug life. So I come to Australia. I would like to meet you. Yeah, you can. But what's your real name? Your real name's not Thug Life. Have to keep patience. This is a test match. Anything can happen. Exactly. Exactly. What do you think of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli? They fail so badly when they. No, no, don't dish Virat Kohli. He got 100 not out last match, test match. Rohit Sharma has just come back. He needs to pick his game up a little bit because he has been a little. You have to argue it was a bit soft today. Indian bowlers Bolter's dignity. Yeah. Sydney pitch spin friendly. Well, we'll wait for the second innings. It's hard to say that with any certainty at this point. Don't you think the first session is harder than the third session and pink test in terms of wickets are falling? Well, no, not the session, the twilight session when it becomes day to night, with the pink ball is the hardest. Aussies have batted out tough. They have batted it. It's a very big. This early stage of Australia's innings is extremely important and may give them confidence. But them being 300 in front, which means 480, it's just not going to happen. Okay. How's the Aussie summer going? It's pretty. It's pretty ordinary actually. The Aussie summers. It's been a bit inclement. Uh, there has not been a lot of sunshine, to be honest. I think Adelaide is for Aussies. Adelaide. No, the odds are in Australia's favour. They won the last seven or so day nighters, yes, but we can't say that. Okay, Adelaide is such an iconic stadium and great atmosphere. It certainly is. With the sun setting, it was fantastic today. Sir Head can score fast. He can. Head is a danger, yes, but let's wait for that to happen. Let's see under what circumstances he comes to the wicket. All right. Yes, so it's 11:48 p.m. here in Adelaide. On what time is it where you are? I think you're 5 hours behind, so it must be about 5 or 6 p.m. I think Stark has taken it personally. He has. He certainly put a big effort today. He knew Hazelwood wasn't there. He needed to actually pull his finger out and do well, and he did exactly that. What's your prediction for total runs for Australia? I think I've said already. I reckon they will get no more than 220, so they'll be a little bit in front, and then India will bat a lot better with Jaswal leading the charge in the second innings, and Australia will be up against it. That's what I think. I still think they've fought psychologically. McSweeney and to a lesser extent Labuschagne have been able to redeem themselves somewhat at this stage. No one looks threatening except for Bumrah. No, that's not true. Rana bowled well, Siraj bowled well, so don't discount their bowling. Their bowling was good. Jaswal, wait for a second. Well, Jaswal will certainly be making up for it. Trust me, he'll be pretty active in the second innings. Rishabh, pink ball is a cup of tea for Aussies. I don't know how it's a cup of tea, but they are used to it more. Probably yes. But I think India, I think Bumrah has to get a bit more used to the ball. He will be threatening. Don't worry. He's the number one bowler in the world for a good reason. In fact, that out of the top six, India's got three of them, with Ashwin and Jadeja as well. What will you say if Aussie score 400? I'll be shocked if they score 400. I don't think anyone's capable of scoring 400 this wicket, to be honest. Okay. All right. What do you think? I think progress is going. I think Spin will play a game in the second innings. I love your newspaper review. Thank you. Your voice is very hot. Is it? Is it? Well, thank you. I think that's a good sign. All right. Well, I'm going to go for a bit of a walk in a minute. I just want to show you what ball is 33 overs old. Yeah, it's a pink ball. Don't forget. They still do things. They're quite different balls. A different lacquer on them. Did India bowlers bowl way too much outside the stumps? Yes, they did. Definitely, especially leg side. They lost control a bit, probably overplayed. But then Siraj and Rana bowled well. They were just a bit too far outside off stump. Yeah, I would agree with that. India advantage is that even 200 in the fourth innings will be tough. Yes, it's true. This is not yet for the Aussies. Australia's in a reasonably good position. They're still not in front. They're still behind. They're 180 to 1 for 84. They lose a few wickets. They could struggle at 180. 180. We don't know that. I hope you get lots of fun. Thank you. Well, you know Indian players. I am very proud. Yeah, of course I do. Australia culture. People sleep and then people go to bed early. Oh, no, I don't think so. Well, it depends. Different people do different things, different ages. Is Australia culture? No, it's a question I already asked. When will spin come to the party? Well, definitely the second innings. In particular, Ashwin and Lyon. Another 36 all out? No, I can't see that happening. No, I can't see that happening. Pathetic batting by Team India. Well, India was a bit disappointing. They had a very good start. They won for 69. So they lost 9 for 111. That's not great. I must admit, I was a bit disappointed with Robert actually. Reddy, wow, great player. Nitish Kumar Reddy, he looks the goods. 42, top scorer. You got to take your hat from him. I got to ask you this, mate. Got to get this off my chest because the game's beautiful. But is cricket really dying as sport? No. Australia's the second biggest sport in the world behind soccer. What are you talking about? It's not dying. That'd be silly. Do you want to come on a tour of the ground? Coley threw his wicket away. Well, it was a short ball. It was Stark that got him. He bowled well. How much years have you been covering cricket? A number, a large number, all right? A large number. Probably 20 years, at least. All right, so your thoughts on Vaughan. Michael Vaughan? Oh, he's a cheeky character. I know him pretty well. I was caught. Michael Vaughan, Damien Martin, myself, and another guy called, actually his name was Norman, and some staff were caught in the media lift, the media centre, the JP Morgan Media Centre at Lords back in 2013. We were stuck for close to an hour and a half in between the lunch break of the test match. We were stuck and we were not happy. We could have some hot air there and we were stuck in the lift. So I know Michael Vaughan intimately from that. And I went on the Vaughan and Tuffers show on BBC Radio and talked about that. A lot of hate going on Twitter against Jaswal. That's ridiculous. What, he got out for a gold knock. So what? He's a brilliant bat. What are you talking about? Do you get wet dreams? Do I get wet dreams? Well, that's a silly question. So if you have if you're male, I'm not going to go down that track. So if you have a chance, which player will you like to meet? There's no more in the world. Bradman, easily. Bradman for sure. Maybe, yeah, Bradman definitely. If you have a chance, which player? I'll just mention it. I'd say Bradman. 100% Bradman. Victor Trumper as well. Maybe so Bradman, Victor Trumper. Who else would I like to have met? W.G. Grace. Australia's not in a dominant position. They're in a good position. Dominance. They'll be dominant if there are hundreds of runs in front. They're not in hundreds of runs in front. Okay. Who's going to win the second test? At this stage, Australia's got the best opportunity, but that could twist and turn very easily, very, very quickly. Okay. Drop Vadapar. Rohit Sharma's taken the edge off the captaincy a little bit. I think Bumrah really jumped to the occasion and may have been better to have kept going for another test. But anyway, Rohit, I mean, I understand where you missed test because your wife's having a baby. I understand that. But at the same time, yeah, you just can't jump straight back and take over and everything go well. The fact is that Bumrah did a great job of the first match as captain. Are India dependent on Bumrah? Well, a little bit, but Muhammad Shami is the one they're missing. They're missing Muhammad Shami a little bit. But Rana and Siraj both bowl admirably in the first test, and they're bowling quite well this test. When is Green back? Cameron Green might be back in about a little under a year's time. At least another 6 months. He's got quite a serious back problem. Why Daniel Hughes not played for today? His first time, even the New South Wales player. It's a very good question. He and Curtis Patterson, both, and Jason Zanger now playing for Australia, all should have been given a chance. Yes, I would agree with that. All right, guys. View, like, and share my posts. Also, I want you to clearly send it to your fellow friends and get more subscribers on. We need to keep the channel growing. I think it will come back. Again, using the word comeback. They can't come back when they're not yet back. They're not back. 180 to 1 for 84 is in Australia's favour, but they're not having to come back. They'll strike, don't worry. Labuschagne's looking scary again. No, Labuschagne's not looking scary again. He's scratching big time. I don't think he's yet over any form slump. McSweeney's handled it better, I would argue, out of the two. It's not coming too slow. Well, not Stark. Cummins bowled as the opening bowler. Bowled okay. I don't think he bowled fantastic. Who will replace Lyon? The team, there's a few young spinners around, but early. I don't think Lyon's going anywhere soon. What do you do for a living? Well, I'm kind of semi-retired, but yeah, travel and do a lot of things. Okay. All right, we've gone for 30 minutes. What do you think about Jake Fraser? Jake Fraser McKirk. Oh, he's a good Warner-like player for the short format. Long format, unsure. Can you please make a detailed newspaper recap in an upcoming video? Because a lot of my friends really looking forward to it. I will, yes. Australia will not qualify for the World Test Championship final. It's not looking well. Let's wait and see. What do you think is the reason normally that Saki is so good with people? It just suits his very winging action, and he's had a lot of experience at it too. And he'll win the match. I think he's still got a great chance of winning this match. Great chance. I will do a newspaper report tomorrow morning. I've got a couple of videos to upload as well. Okay. And he'll win the match. You've written that. Ashish, you've written that 5 times. I've got a message to tell for you. View the message. Let's have a look. See you tomorrow. Why would you show that? It's got Virendra Kumar. Australia South Africa final. I hope not. I don't want South Africa to be involved at all. What would be an Indian strategy tomorrow? Just bowl well. You're great, Uncle. Thank you. Which player do you think will get most money from past in IPL auction Australia play? I think that's Stark probably, the way he's playing at the moment. All right, guys. How many runs will Steve Smith score tomorrow? Not many. That's my prediction. Not many. Aussies to make 500 plus. Google Snyder, that's rubbish. They're going to for 500 plus. Come in India during. I will. Are you a carton guy? As beer? No, I'm not a beer drinker. Do you think Virat will be a threat in the seconds for Australia? Why not? Message has been held. What's this been held? Shane Warne had 4. Oh, Sabir, I think maybe we need to keep that out of discussion there. Okay. All right. I might do a quick tour. Give me just a minute, guys. I might do a quick tour. You reckon? Why are we not getting any more? I need to hide that now. What time is it? It's midnight. Just gone midnight right now in Australia. Should Australia from next test open with either Head or Marsh? No. How much lead will Australia take? I think they'll only get. I'm saying 220. Okay. I think they're not going to get more than that. This is my thoughts. I think there's still a lot of twists and turns in tomorrow's play. 12 a.m. 12. It's midnight. Yes, midnight. 12 a.m. I guess it's 12 a.m. Yeah, I think I can't. I think Australia will get there no more than 50 runs ahead if they do. Please talk about your favourite stadium in India. My favourite stadium. I mean, Dharamshala for sure because of the great backdrop. Dharamshala is a fantastic stadium. I do like Wankhede and I like Brabourne. They're a couple of my favourites. I don't mind Eden Gardens either. How was my favourite player ever, Bradman? I do like Tendulkar and Kohli as well. Any player do you think will do well at an upcoming Big Bash? Oh God, Thug Life. I don't follow the Big Bash, to be honest with you. I think it's a bit of a yawn. Not a big fan of the Big Bash. When your best player is Moses Enriquez, it's not really a high level comp. I don't follow it. Big Bash is pretty bloody boring, to be honest. Okay. I'll just see if the stadium's open, okay? Give me a sec. Just give me a sec, guys. You can watch. I'm still here, guys. I'm still here. I'm just sorting something out. Give me a sec. We're going to go for a bit of a walk, all right? We're going to go for a walk in a minute. Just going to have a look at the stadium. So I'm in the room. Where's the card? I'm in the room. I'm going to go out. All right. Okay, I'm going to leave the room. I'm going to go and have a look out here. Stadium. We're in the actual. Oh, the doors is open. This is the actual stadium. We're inside the stadium here.
Hi there, how you doing? Well, checking out tomorrow.
So I'm actually in the stadium. This is the stadium here. Cricket there. I'm actually inside the stadium. I'm walking around to the ground. Okay? I'm sure that the doors are open. We'll soon find out, won't we? Seems like a bit of noise. So here we are inside the stadium.
It's gone growing.
Here we have the stadium.
The hardest thing for me is leave these trust.
Yes, I'm at the stadium, guys. All right, turn this around. There we have the backdrop of the stadium. So I've just walked from my room to the stadium, as you can see. It's like that. Just walked from the room to the stadium here. Very impressive. Okay, so I can't really show the front camera, huh? I need to do that. Well, Cricket Australia, this is not a Cricket Australia facility. This is Adelaide. Cricket Australia don't own this ground, by the way. It's also an AFL ground. Different sports are played here. Cricket Australia hire the ground. It's actually owned by government, usually state government, and sometimes with a federal funding. Right? So it's not owned by Cricket Australia at all. Okay. Not sure in India whether BCCI owns the venues. I don't think so. There you go. So there's the pitch as it stands. Do I have a wife and children? Well, I'm divorced. Yes, all the lights have just gone out. So there's lights going up there. You can see the ground's darkness. Quite impressive. I think it's sold out tomorrow, yes. Tomorrow is a Saturday. This is the ground I'm at. It's called the Oval. Right? The Oval ground. Oh, the lights have gone back on again. They were off a second ago, then they're back on. Do I watch boxing? A little bit. I'm staying in the hotel inside the stadium. You just saw me walk from my room. I'll just take you on a walk from my room to here. It took me 2 minutes. Okay. I'm in the stadium itself. They didn't attack the stumps, that's correct. There were a lot of deliveries which didn't hit the stumps, you're right. Very much the case. It is a nice stadium. You can see the Bradman stand there, the great Southern stand. Players go in there. I'll be here Christmas Day. We'll see. I'll try. Do have the camera eyes on the picture? To send? I'll try. And I don't think we've got this sort of facility in other grounds. The SCG hasn't. MCG hasn't either, and nor has the Gabba. So Adelaide's one of the rare places where you've got a hotel inside the stadium. Again, recommend you stay in the Oval Hotel. Very nice place. So yes, so India aren't in the best of positions. They're all out for 180, with the likes of Reddy scoring 42, which was very important, and Australia have scratched their way to 1 for 84. McSweeney looks quite solid. Eventually got there. It was dropped. Labuschagne doesn't look confident. All he's on 20. My prediction is that Australia will score around 220, get a 40 lead. India hopefully bet a lot better than make a real contest of it. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Adelaide Oval is a beautiful ground. The church is nearby, the river, city, it's quite nice. It's all walking. How much did it cost for the hotel? A lot. Virendra Kumar 1 for 200, you think Australia? Well, I don't think so. I'm still predicting Australia will get around the 220 mark all out. India will get maybe 250, and Australia have to get 200 or thereabouts in the last innings, which will be quite tough. Let's see. But McSweeney certainly is proving himself worthy of being in the team, but not as an opener. My children are adults. I smell a lot of beer and smelly. It's a bit dirty here at the moment. Very smelly. So we got guys there just having a bit of a chat. Cleaning up the ground, preparing for tomorrow. But people are still here very late at night. It's like 12 o'clock. Let's not forget the game doesn't start till about 2 o'clock the next day. So how rich am I? I'm not rich at all. All right, guys. We'll come to an end of this program. Any last questions? You can see the ground. Australia performed well this time. They fought hard. India, the best batter today was, well, Gill looked fantastic, I thought. Rahul looked pretty solid too. And then Reddy finished on the end. And, yeah. Punt was disappointing. Virat and Rohit was disappointing. Jaswal didn't have a chance. All right, guys. We'll talk more tomorrow. So you're fleeting goodbye from Adelaide Oval. Stay tuned to Eyes on Sports or Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kosnak. View, like, and share the subscription, and subscribe and send to others. So good night. All the best, guys. Take care. We'll talk more tomorrow.